Hey, good evening, everybody. So, welcome to Barbecue Place in Apopka, which he doesn't call it. He doesn't want to say it over the air, but you guys know where it was called. We're at Bubbaloo's, the best barbecue place joint in Apopka. My guest tonight is Ryan Holmes.
Hello.
Ryan, how you doing, man?
I'm good. This is fun. We're here, and I'm glad you came to where I'm working. It makes my life very easy. So cheers to that, sir.
That's right, guys. I'm drinking a Stella tonight, and Ryan's drinking a pitch of Bud.
Bud Light.
Okay,
Keeping
sorry.
it fancy.
Bud Light. My apologies. All right, Ryan. So I'm gonna get down to the basics, man. So, where'd you first start?
As far as what?
I'm saying,
you
like,
go all the way back. I mean,
I'm talking about, like, how did you first start in this industry? Like, did you start from, I'm talking about school, from your first
to get the job that I'm at now.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I just I won a comedy contest, and I got into comedy about 5 years ago. Don't quote me on that.
No.
It's either 5 or 6 years ago, and then I just I started at the other bar over on Wall Street. They had an open mic on Mondays.
Nice.
And then I just started there, and then just grinded and grinded and grinded.
There you go.
Grind for years and years. Making no money, doing free shows, driving 2 to 3 hours sometimes to do a free show. And that's just what you do when you get into it. It just sucks. If anybody wants to get into comedy, don't. It's awful.
Guys, I've seen him live. He does not suck. He's amazing. Now, I have a good amount of comedians who I know in this area, and you and I are really close to it. We know some of these comedians that I've seen live. I know these people.
Yeah.
So, like Miguel Colon Jr., James Young, Leslie Joe, Adam Murray. Those top cats. These are the cats who I've seen live before, and I've seen me do open mic plenty of times. Guys, go to Shosky's. He's there. He's there every once in a while. But I first met Ryan at the Monsters Comedian of the Year competition, and I was gonna vote him for first place because holy crap, I would not stop laughing, man.
Oh, thanks,
you were that funny. I'm like, okay, his joke's a little too far, but okay, I like it. It's all good. Okay, so
That's what I go for.
so when you started, what was your first stand-up? Your actual first stand-up?
The first stand-up was at that other bar open mic. The first show I ever did, man, you'd think I would know this, but I've done thousands of shows, so I just don't really remember. I remember the first time I got paid to do comedy was at this place called Open Mics over in Melbourne, which is, there's nothing in Melbourne, and this is the only comedy spot that's worth a damn. And it's great. The venue's great. I think they recorded it. I have the set somewhere. I should go back and watch it and see how horrible it is. But yeah, I don't know. You just gotta do when I was at the peak of doing comedy, or like really trying to make it, I was doing stand up once a night easily, so at least 7 days a week, and then sometimes 3 times a night. So it's just a lot of that.
Who did you open up for? Like your first, like the headliner. Who did you like?
I think my first big headliner that I opened for with big headliner was Screech.
Screech! Oh my gosh!
Screech. Dustin Diamond he's actually obviously a lot of people don't like him and they've got their opinions about his comedy, but to me he was a really good dude, and I had a lot of fun. We ended up hanging out until like 4 or 5 in the morning.
Wow.
A woman cried when she saw him because she was so overwhelmed that Screech was talking to her.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was pretty powerful.
Now, was this at the Orlando Improv?
No, this was at Acme Comics.
Holy crap! Okay.
Acme Comics had a showroom. I don't know if they still do. For a while, they were trying to push like an arts thing there, and they probably still have it. But I haven't been there since Screech, and that was there.
All right. So let's get to Monsters. We're gonna talk about these cats. So
they're all a bunch of dicks.
Okay, we'll call them out. But so let me just get to the point. So why did you come up with the title King of Denmark, and how in the world has somebody called you Booger Beard? I know Savannah, but we're not gonna right around anything on that, but
yeah.
How did you get that name on the show, and how did you come with the title King of Denmark?
Well, likes things to be broken down into very simple terms, like so the audience understands who you are and what's going on. So like, he wants you to have a thing, which is cool. It actually works really well. I learned a lot from him. But the King of Denmark thing came because I was just telling a story. I think I was telling him off air about how my dad is convinced that we're related to the King of Denmark because he says my grandfather is the bastard son of the King of Denmark and was shipped here in the I guess early 1900s, late 1800s, because the king was having an affair with one of the servants, and it was very scandalous. But I guess they let the kid grow up till he was like 18. They trained him to be a mason, sent him to Minnesota with a bunch of money, and he like built a house there and started a life.
Oh wow!
And I was just joking. I was joking with Russ. I'm like, yeah, if just because the king went to the wrong woman that day, I grew up in a trailer park in Apopka.
Guys, don't get us wrong. Apopka is actually a nice area to live in. I live over by Longwood area, so it's really nice.
How you fancy?
It is what it is. But
Apopka's nice.
It is. So I had my one of my buddies wanted me to ask you a question. Now you're doing these YouTube videos for the monsters, correct?
Yes.
How do you edit them? That's what. How do you make them so pristine, like really good for the website?
Yeah, that's the part that's. I get a lot like people will say I'm not paying attention during the show, but because I'm doing 14 things while I'm doing it, so I edit in Premiere while I'm doing it. I'm pulling clips, adding it all together. My one of my undergrad degrees is in digital design, so I learned like Photoshop and all the movie processes and After Effects and all that stuff. So I really enjoy doing that. That's probably the reason I have the job that I got doing it. People ask me all the time. They're like, "Well, how'd you get the job that you have?" I'm like, "Well, I'm moderately funny. I like to think, but mostly it's because I work my ass off and." I learned a lot. Like I learned how to do all the editing. I can work in Pro Tools, like Audacity, all the regular stuff, and then along with all the video editing. And I'm really good at figuring out a solution on the fly. Mm-hmm. Like if we do a mobile broadcast and I got to set up the cameras, I've never done that before.
Really?
Like it's not like I had a background in production work. I just figure it out as I go, and yeah, it tends to work out well for me.
Would you ever do an aerial view of the station itself, and to do like an aerial view of the guys? Now have one camera here, one camera here, one camera here, one camera here. I'm trying to just have one camera, like have like a 360
just like a static shot.
Yeah, I have a great static shot. So you guys get the full picture of everybody in the video. So
I know there's a way to do like you can get a 360 camera, and I can just set it in the middle. And then whatever YouTube you're watching, you can then spin the camera yourself as you're watching it and do that. That requires money.
Well, yeah, but I'm just
they don't pay me.
I mean, if iHeart gave you a little wager, I mean, they're like, here's $400. Go get that camera.
What's funny is about the show is I'm using 4 cameras, but in that studio there's another 6 or 7 that I could connect into if I really wanted to, and one of them is like an up in the air, just downward shot of everybody, but it's so boring to look at.
I mean, I would love to see that. You'd be like, okay, how bald is Ross? Hold on. Wait, how bald is Carlos? Wait a minute. Oh, okay, don't want to see that image, but so
they're not bald.
I'm just kidding, man. But who are you close most of all on the show besides Russ? Are you close to anybody else? Like Carlos, Angel, Savannah?
I mean, we're a pretty tight group. They always say like how different it is now with me being there, which is like everybody isn't like having fun.
Right.
I guess they went for like a periods of time where like it was like not fun, and maybe there's like animosity between people. I get a lot of shit on air, but after like during the when everything's kind of done, like it's all like, great job, you did good here, and every now and then. So it's everybody's pretty cool.
All right, so what's up with the dog tags, man? You gotta tell us a story about these dog tags.
Oh, I actually like this. I didn't think I would like wearing it. This is the dog tag that I got. Apparently, I'm the 31st monster. I don't know how that works. I know, like people who were on the show have gotten these, and then some people like who weren't on the show but like were like around it have them. So I don't think there are 31 cast members, but that's a lot.
That is a lot.
Apparently, yeah, it has the date that it started, and apparently the first Monsters show, or Russ and Bo show, was wow, it's coming up. October 10th, 1993.
93. Okay,
Yeah.
so I mean, I'm a young cat, so I was listening to the Monsters when I was 7, 8 years old. And I remember my mom and dad, we were driving out to Daytona to go visit my grandparents, and I'm like, leave this on. I want to hear it. Just keep it on. I don't care what they're talking about. Just leave it on. And I remember, this is what Carlos had before he got his thyroid taken out. He used to hit all those high-pitched stuff, like his high-pitched nose on, what you guys closing you guys do? Crap, I can't really think of what the closing was, but I remember it was Russ, Bo, Carlos, Tom, and Dan, and Jimmy. Jimmy was a 6'1" on the Monsters. So here's my question: did you take over Jimmy's spot?
No. Yeah, it's one of those like preparation, or luck is preparation meets opportunity. So like when the comedy contest happened, I knew that Jim was leaving, and it seemed like they were trying to find a person to like maybe just come in every now and then.
Right.
And I was like, well, all right, I can get on that. So I just started working really hard and showing up. As far as taking his spot, no, I can't. Colbert's his own thing.
Oh yeah,
man. They're all professional. It's sometimes really daunting because it's like they've been doing this for 26, 27 years, and I've been there for less than a year officially. So I mean I learn something new every day, and I'll tell you one fun thing to do is watch Russ interview somebody because he's really good at it. Like on this, like you wouldn't, like he doesn't get enough credit there. Like he will know nothing about a person, know nothing about what they do, have only met them for a brief period of time, like a short amount of time, and he will pull out sometimes a 3-segment interview just because he'll find a thing that he knows he can talk about and do that, and to watch him spin an interview that might necessarily go bad and do it is cool. And Jim Colbert has that same thing. Like he can just talk. Like he was on the show today. He was the first time he was been on the Monster since he left. And that guy, you just wind him up and he goes, which is cool.
Which was amazing. I mean, that was a great show because I want to listen to it today, and I was like, you know what? Since I'm out lifting, I'm gonna go ahead and put the Monsters on and listen to Jim Colbert's segment. And I'm like, holy crap! I did not know that much about Jim. That is crazy.
Yeah.
It is unreal. So the last thing I was listening to you guys was I heard you guys had a great interview with Sinbad on your show the other morning. So how did that go?
Well, we were never sure if he was going to show up.
Okay.
That was one of those things like we put out into the universe. I know Angel made a call to the guy that drives all the comics in to see if we could actually would be able to get him, because sometimes like the bigger comedians who like sell out, they don't do press.
No, they don't.
So we were never fully sure if he was going to come in or not, and it had passed the time where he was supposed to come in. So we're just sitting there, and then like the dude just walks in the studio. I don't know. I guess he has a key. I'm assuming if you're Sinbad, you're allowed to just walk in wherever you want. And he just walked in, and he was the coolest guy. Unfortunately, he had press right after us too. But the coolest part about that was during the break, after we go to break, he just hung out for that whole break, which was like a 7-minute break, and just told these crazy stories, and it was super fun. I wish that would have been on air. But most of these guys are really cool, and when you meet somebody that like when you saw on TV as a child, it's always super fun.
Well, I got one story about Sinbad. My uncle, he's actually a stunt coordinator, and remember that movie Disney's President Kid?
Yes.
Sinbad played the big tough agent.
Like a Secret Service
agent.
Secret Service
agent. Yeah. All right, so my uncle, he drove the limousine and won the shots. So in the back seat, you hear he's giving my uncle Sinbad's giving my uncle a whole lot of S on the car. He's like, dude, you see how much that camera is? Yeah, that camera's worth all your belongings. Don't hit it, man. Don't you dare hit it. Don't you dare hit it, man. He's kept giving him a whole lot of S on the back seat. So my uncle turns back around and goes, hey, Sinbad, shut the F up or else I will hit that camera. So I'm like, okay, Well, in that case,
Yeah.
so they had to retake it. They had to retake it twice. And somebody kept doing the same stuff to my uncle, kept giving me that the entire thing. All of a sudden, perfect spot, land on the mark like that. And someone goes, yeah, you're pretty good at what you do, don't you? I'm like, hey. All right, so here is one of my all-time favorite questions I had to ask my guests on the show. So last week, guys, last couple of weeks, I had Joey on my show. I gave him, hey, what's your top 5 attractions you want to be stuck on at a theme park? Now for Ryan, if you had to come up with a comedy show, I'm going to be giving your top 5 comedians. I'm talking about your headliner, then the people who are opening up for a headliner. It can be new. It can be new school guys. It can be old school guys, or upcoming comedians. I don't care if it's from Florida, California, all around the U.S. Who are your top 5? And I'll give you my top 5.
I guess if I get to pick everybody, I would go. Let's see, who's headlining? Probably Carlin's headlining. Mitch Hedberg's on right before him. Let's see. Before that, who am I liking? I like Pete Holmes a lot. So he'd be on there. Probably Bill Burr.
Yes.
He's not a straight up stand up, but what's his name? He did the special what? Bo Burnham.
Yes.
I like Bo Burnham a lot. I like the theatrics and all the stuff that he does in it. And probably Hannibal Buress.
Hannibal, okay.
Yeah.
All right, you ready for mine? Mm-hmm. I know he's long gone. He's not here anymore. My top headliner would be George Carlin. Mm-hmm. Then who's gonna open up for him? Will be Eddie Murphy. Then will be who's my other favorite? Like The Machine.
Oh, Kreischer.
Kreischer. And my other guy will be Bill Burr. And then Jay Moore.
Jay Moore, okay.
Jay Moore, yeah. Which I had the pleasure of meeting him at the Improv. And we talked for a good hour and a half once everybody left. He's like, hey, stick around. Let's go to some shots at the bar. I'm like, okay, well, so I'm doing shots with Bill Moore with Jay Moore for a little bit. So
yeah, I feel like I met him. Man, did I make up that I met Jay Moore? I feel like he came in the studio.
I thought he did. I mean,
I might be crazy. He might have come in one day when I was there, and I feel like he was a little bit wacky. Like, but I might be I might have dreamt that.
I mean, have you heard his podcast? His Hey Man podcast?
No.
It's on the top list of like Google and Amazon. It's like, oh guys, I want to bring up something. So today is actually the anniversary of Infinity Falls at SeaWorld. Today's the 1 year anniversary of Infinity Falls over at SeaWorld.
What is Infinity Falls?
What the? Okay, it's a raft ride. It's like Popeyes, except it's a long ass drop, and that's what it is. It's a tube ride. It's a tube water ride. At SeaWorld? Yeah.
Wow. I haven't been to SeaWorld in a minute. Apparently they have a VR roller coaster and a water ride.
Not anymore. The VR got taken off.
Why did you take it off?
And I used to work at that VR roller coaster. It was cracking. So we had guests on the ride complaining about the headset, how it was too tight, how it was too loose, and stuff like that. And plus the graphics weren't equaling up the amount of the ride itself. And I was like, you know what? Here, let's go ahead and take these off. There, is that better? Yeah, okay. So a month later, I went back to work, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we got rid of the VR for good." I'm like, "Okay, well that's good." And plus the lines will be up to 100 minutes to 200 minutes in the ride line.
Was it any fun? Was it good?
It was pretty good. I mean, the YouTube video was a little bit better, but I liked it. But we had a test ride on every morning before we got on the ride. So I was like, "Yeah, I'm not gonna do it. I'm good." So. But
what they do with all the headsets?
All the headsets, every single headset. So Ryan, do you have anything coming up where anybody can see you perform, or do you have anything going on?
Nah, just check me out on the Monsters in the Morning. I got a bunch of stuff, but I'd have to pull up my calendar and look at it. And go to the Monsters Comedy Show in Sanford on Friday, and then Saturday I'll be. That's gonna be a long day.
Ayo.
I'm going to a German Fest, and then I'm going to James Yon. James Yon and I are doing a show in Daytona,
What's going on? What's going on on the 3rd? What's that charity event going on? Is that something going on at the Abbey?
On the 3rd?
The 3rd.
I don't know.
You don't have a charity event coming up? Nothing?
No, no.
So you're telling me you don't have something coming up where you had the lip sync battle? Is that what's?
I'm not doing
come on,
that.
man, you got to talk about that.
Oh, I'm not doing that one.
Why not?
Because I don't like lip sync battles. I'm straight karaoke or
Okay,
die.
all right. Well,
Actually, I'm trying to put together a Monsters karaoke show where like it doesn't matter if you're good or bad. It's just we're gonna do it. We're gonna give out first place. With 3 first places, I think how we're gonna do it. First place for best singer, obviously, because people like to show off. Second for like best spirit, you know, and third place for best worst. Which like so if you're bad, doesn't matter. Just go in there with full force, you know. Like
so, how'd you come up with the podcast Poking the Bear?
That was because it used to be a show with Big Tim Murphy.
Oh, Tim.
Yeah, Big Tim. And then we would just sit there and the theory of the show was we would sit there and mess with him to try to get him mad. So it was like poking the bear. I think I saw the original I mean, we must have threw out 112 names to try to come up with a name. I should go back to that one day and look and see what all the names we thought of were. But it was, yeah. And so when Tim left, we just kept the name because we'd already had the website.
Okay.
And I'm lazy and I'm not going to rebuild an entire podcast.
Dude, I can't understand. All right, guys. Well, hey, thank you so much for listening to us, guys. We got 20 minutes for trivia. So if you guys want to come on down to a barbecue place in Apopka, which he likes to call it on Monsters in the Morning, you guys can listen to the Monster in the Morning from 6 to 11. That's 6 o'clock in the morning, 11 o'clock in the morning. Listen to the Ryan Holmes right here, King of Denmark, Booger Beard right here. Which, guys, my name for trivia is Booger Beard Jr. So what's up? All right, guys. So from myself, Remy from Goof Duck Adventures. Be well, be safe, and adventure on. Peace out, guys.
Uh-oh.